Hello. Hi, everyone. I'm in my closet, aka my Airbnb, which is tiny. I have my coat and my jackets here, uh, and behind me's the curtains with the window. So, welcome in. I'm going to be talking about this loud, so hopefully that's okay. I got somebody like right next door, and I'm trying to be very conscious of that. So let me know you can hear me. So welcome in Lenny and Stella and Liddell, TS, Zaza from Tucson, Wild Horses, bonjour, and bienvenue, tout le monde. Olivia, welcome in. Sandra, Leanne, Sandra again. Janice, welcome. Melissa, Angie, Brian, Donna. Hi, we join. Hi, Rainbow Fuchsia from UK. Stella, sound okay, you can hear me because this is about as loud as I'm gonna talk because I just normally I don't worry about how loud I am, but, it's one of the things I'm dealing with here. So, anyway, hi, TS. Hi, JM. Hi, Liz, Vicky, Brian from Sacramento. That's close to where I used to be. Hi, Pamela J. It's funny, I recognize so many names from the comments you guys leave. So, hi, Susan. We have several Susans. Susan from NYC. I found Dory. Oh, yeah, Lucy. She wants to say hi. Oh, there she is. Let's get the full shot of Lucy. There we go. Yeah, there she is hanging out. She'll sit right here and make a pop up once in a while. Anyway, hi, Christopher. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Colors of Nature. Petal here. Okay, you're Petal. Okay. Lisa, Patricia, Moira, Anne Maria, Nordic Light. Bonsoir. Justin. Hi, Diana by the beach. I just saw you left a nice comment on my video from yesterday. Patuzissima, thank you for asking. I will be talking about that. Uh, Rose Grace, Kathy. Oh, yeah. You guys, you perk me right up. So come on. MC Anthony from Canada and Beth from Sedona. Well, glad you can stay for a little bit. I love Sedona. I used to live in Arizona and I spent many, many, many times in Sedona. So, had one of my greatest spiritual experiences in Sedona, actually. So, at one of the vortices there. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, hi, Suzanne and Graham and Marie from Stockholm. I'll get to that in a second, Zaza. Thanks for asking. Yes, and I'll give you my first impressions. Hi, M. Williams and Lisa. Okay, so I think I'm kind of caught up on the highs, which is good. So I hope all of you are doing well. Yeah, as you guys, if you saw my video yesterday, you know that it was intense on Saturday when I tried to get to Dijon. What's funny is I don't think some people watched the whole video because they were like, "Well, I don't understand why you don't have a sense of humor." Excuse me, I always have a sense of humor, even when I'm upset. So the fact that they would think that means they didn't watch the whole video. So, yeah. Um, but in the moment, even in the moment, there was this dark humor about it, because I'm trapped in a sardine can, as many people described it. It really was, it was crazy. And I wasn't even sure the train was gonna limp into Dijon, like, it was that bad. So, I was just like, "What?" Just now and then I have to tell you guys, one of my pet peeves are know-it-alls that come on and they're like, "Well, I never would have made the mistakes you did." I mean, they don't Most of them didn't say it quite like that, but that's the gist of it. And they were like, "Well, I would have made sure blah, 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 blah." Well, okay. You know, I did space out on the whole Easter thing, honestly. When I made these reservations, I think I made these reservations when I was still in the US for that particular train trip, and honestly didn't even think about Easter. Just didn't even cross my mind. And the only reason I realized Easter was a big deal was once I was in Perpignan because everybody was, like, preparing for Easter, and I thought, "Wow, this is bigger here than in the US." And so so, yeah, I spaced out on the Easter thing, obviously, and I am now looking at my calendar to make sure I don't miss any more, like, major holidays like that. I think I'm good, but, of course, we are gonna have an upcoming train strike in the France, but it's not the weekend I'm going, so it's the weekend before. So, hopefully it'll be good, but again, I couldn't have really known that too much ahead of time, but anyway, thank you guys. Thanks for all the I know, the know-it-all thing. People have a way of just again, if you wanna share your experience or you wanna just offer condolences or you wanna say, "Oh, I had so many people tell me they had similar things happen to them." Hi, James in Arizona. Wanna make sure I say hi to you, buddy. Anyway, and, but I would never, like, do that to somebody on a comment, like, "Well, I never make mistakes like that." Like, "Oh, good for you. I guess you're perfect." Just I don't usually respond to them because what's the point? There's no point, you know? So, anyway, I did learn, though, and so the thing is, life is a learning experience, and now I have to look at the holidays. And I also learned about I didn't know the taxi was gonna be a problem that early in the morning, like, the taxi was, overpriced, but it didn't occur to me because I don't take taxis very often, and, so it just, didn't even now I remembered, though, somebody did point out something, they said, "Oh, well, that's because it's early in the morning," and then I remembered when I got a taxi in Paris to go to the train station to come to Perpignan to go to Perpignan. I left really early too, I had a really early train, it was actually, I think, earlier than this one, and, they didn't surge price on that, like, I had a set rate, and the guy at the front desk called the cab, so I think it just depends where you are, and it also could have been that it was Easter weekend, you know? There's a whole bunch going on there. Oh, James, here's here's Lucy saying thanks for the llamas. Thanks, Suzanne. Hi, Tahoe Ski and Scott. I wanna say hello to some people that came in. Hi, Donna. I know, and the thing is, it's like you're beaten up on somebody who already got beaten up, like, it's Saturday. I was so wiped out when I got here, guys. I cannot tell you. I had to go get something to eat because I was starving, and there was a little place around the corner from where I'm staying that had it's like a sandwich shop, but not like sandwiches I would be used to, like French sandwiches, which are different, but I was so hungry, didn't care. So, I had that, and then I came back here and kinda got I really didn't go to sleep till about 9 o'clock that night. So, but I rested. I rested. Anyway, hi, Kathy. Hi, Simply Idaho. Hi, John. See you too. Welcome in. Hi, Paul. Thank you, Paul from Yorkshire. I'm gonna be up in your neck of the woods in June. I might actually be staying in York for, a few days. That's the one open time right now that I'm not sure of. Um, yes, I know, Brigitte. Yes, yes, I know. Well, I'm not leaving till the 16th of May, and, they're supposed to have a general's train strike the week before. the weekend before, so I'm hoping everything will be okay. We'll see. I mean, there again, there's no way to predict that, so, yeah. Hi, Gina. Yeah, I really would like to go to York. I've seen a lot of videos from York, and, I love cities like that in the UK that are not like the biggest cities, but they're really there's a lot of history there. So, no, it's not Bastille. I'm not I'm not even gonna be in France on Bastille Day. I'm gonna be in fact, guys, I already got my reservation for my Airbnb in Tirana, Albania, which it looks wonderful. I really looks good. And it ticked all the boxes that I needed for an Airbnb, and it's only like $680 a month. So, and I got my airplane ticket from Heathrow direct to Tirana, and I'm leaving on June 27th for that. June 27th, I'll be going from the UK to Tirana, and then I'll be staying put for 2 whole months, which I will appreciate because I will have traveled a lot right before then, and I'll be tired. So, I am looking forward to resting up in Tirana. So, yes, it was very nice of my host to do that. I mean, I didn't ask her to do that. I just had to message her and tell her I was late, because she lives that's why I'm being really kinda quiet, though. She lives right next door to where I'm staying, and you can hear back and forth, so, yeah, I'm trying to be, like, a little circumspect here. Anyway, so let's see, somebody else asked me, "Oh, first impressions of Dijon." I love it. I love it here. It is the most beautiful city. Paris is beautiful, obviously, duh, but Paris is so big that it's like the beauty is, like, overwhelming in Paris, if that makes any sense. There's just so much, and so much of it's on a grand scale. But here, it's like, I don't know, I'm literally at an Airbnb right at the city center, the historic center. I can literally walk anywhere in the historic center. And, I'm just like, I've been out every day except the only day I didn't really go out was Easter on Sunday, because A, I was exhausted, and B, it was Easter and I knew nothing was open. So I went to the store, I think Saturday after I ate something. I went to the store and got some waters and some cheese and some bread, and that was it. And that's all I had on Sunday because most things weren't open on Easter. So, oh no, I love this city. I love it. It's just, it's an amazing city. There's so many historic buildings dating back to the Middle Ages, then the Renaissance, and then stuff from the 17th and 18th centuries. And I'm meeting two of my viewers. If they're watching this, shout out to Joan and Lou. I'm meeting them tomorrow at the Palais of the Dukes of Burgundy, and we're gonna hang out and have lunch. So yeah, so I'm excited about that. And no, I do love it. I love this city. I love the vibe of this city. It's it's got a really today I found my coffee shop, well, for my hot chocolate, but it's a coffee shop. It's local and it's literally right around the corner from where I'm staying. It's called Columbus Coffee something, and, so it's a local thing, and, their hot chocolate was so good today, so good. It was right up there with the couple of best ones I had in Perpignan. So, that's my new spot, and it's right across from, like, where this park is where I'm gonna hang out tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow probably, but Saturday, I'm gonna hang out at the park. So, really nice park that I haven't really explored yet, but it's got trees and stuff. So, you know how I love my parks. Suzanne, I'm staying in Albania starting June 27th for 2 months, 'cause, I gotta serve out the rest of my non-Schengen time. Sharon, no, I do not have a stove here. So it's unfortunately a lot of if I don't eat out once a day, I basically will have to have, like, sandwiches or something, like, just here. I have a fridge. Um, yeah, it's a little, I'm a little I'm saying this quietly. I'm a little disappointed in this Airbnb. I am, not real happy with it, but, the view is astounding, but, other than that, and where the location and the view is astounding. Other than that, not so terrific, but what are you gonna do? Hopefully better things ahead. Um, oh, yeah. It's amazing. They have so many streets here that are closed off to traffic, and so you basically can just, you just walk, like, there's so many places to walk. And you don't even have to generally worry about any vehicles or anything. It's just it's incredible. I mean, on a much bigger scale than obviously Perpignan had because, A, it's a bigger city, and it's got more history even than Perpignan. So, I mean, there is parts of Perpignan that date back to the Middle Ages, though. So, thank you, Simply Idaho. That was very nice of you. That'll cover a couple of hot chocolates. Thank you. Um, but, there is a microwave, but it's on the floor. I I don't know what to say about that. Anyway. Well, there's really just I mean, okay, there's a lot of issues, okay? There's no sink. Like, at least in my last place, I had a sink in the kitchen, little kitchenette. I have a bathroom sink, but I don't have a sink. So I just can't see cooking here, I'm sorry. I just can't. I can do, like, sandwiches or something, but I just can't see. Um, this is the entire apartment that you're seeing right now. It's it's the size picture an inside cruise ship cabin, okay? Tiny inside cruise ship cabin. That's what this is like, so hey now, I can't, whatever. The reason why is I realized that my hosts had a do not do any commercial, like, filming, and I mean, technically, I probably shouldn't even be doing a live stream in here, which is again why I'm being quiet, but, I don't wanna break rules and get a bad mark on Airbnb or get thrown out. So, no, I can't really show it. In fact, I took some pictures, and video of the view, and I'm even waiting to show you that till, like, right before I go, because I just don't want to, yeah, I just don't. Airbnbs are strange. I had, 0 issues with the host of my last one in the sense that she was totally hands off, and if I needed something, I mean, I only saw her, like, 2 times, 3 times in 7 weeks. So, it's this is a very different situation, and yes, Edie. Hi, welcome in. Bonjour, Edie. Um Helpful, yes, but also there's just something strange about this. I have to be really cryptic, guys. I will be able to say more maybe when it gets closer to the time I'm leaving. Pray for me. No, just um, Heather, the bed is comfortable. It's like a memory foam, so it's fine. Um It's just really everything's small. There's no room, like, at all. So I'm not and I like small spaces, but this is even a little too small for me. Like, it's just, anyway. Yeah, I'm sorry I have to be cryptic about this, guys. Yeah, that's kinda what it's like. You know what it's like, M. Williams? It's kinda like this this building isn't even super old. I think the building was built maybe in the '50s or '60s. It's like a 11-story building, and, it's it feels like where I'm at was like the maids' quarters. So, that's what it feels like. Yeah. Yeah, I'll tell you more. I'm not trying to be I just don't wanna say too much right now, okay, guys? Anyway, TS, no. Well, there's a bathroom sink, but you really couldn't do dishes in it. It's not real big, and it's certainly kinda I'm sorry, I don't like yeah, it's wouldn't work anyway. Yeah, I don't think so, Ciara, because I don't tell people generally I have a channel. Do you if you know what I mean? So, I when I first was thinking about doing this and staying at Airbnbs, I thought, "Well, I should tell them I have a channel, right?" And then something like an inner, like, voice said, "No, just don't say anything." Now, if somebody asks me a direct like, I can't really lie, so if they ask me a direct question, I would probably say, "Yeah, I have a channel, blah, blah, blah," whatever, but I don't really offer it because, especially in this situation, I feel like it's already more you guys know I'm an introvert, right? And I'm very private about my living. Like, I just don't I like to feel like when I'm alone, I am just relaxed. I don't have to worry about somebody, like, you know, bothering me or something. Yeah, if you guys know what I'm saying. So, anyway, yeah. Yeah, but it's not in, like, a super old building, which is I guess they still had those chambre de bonne, but, I know what those are, but I it's weird because this isn't a super old building. I know that was very common for buildings from, like, the 1800s and early 1900s. Noreen, good question. I've actually thought about it. The problem is that's an extra expense, so I'm gonna just see how I feel the next few days. Because I have just a little over 3 weeks to go here, so I don't know. This is way tiny, daughter of Earth. This is pretty tiny. Um, yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I'll let you guys know next week, so what's going on. Anyway. Yeah, I miss my place I had there in Perpignan, I do. I miss it. I mean, that was really just a studio, but at least there was enough room to walk around and, you know, I didn't feel quite as constrained, and also I had my privacy, which was really important. So, just Pamela. It's pretty small. It is. If I like, I've almost been here almost a week. I'll be here a week Saturday, so if to come to something like this for a week is fine. I that wouldn't have been a problem for me. The idea of doing 3 more weeks here is hard for me. I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's hard. So I'm trying to look at some options at this point. Oh, just Jules? You're in an Airbnb and had to deep clean and buy light bulbs? Why did you have to do that? You shouldn't have to buy light bulbs, especially. Ugh, sorry. I know. See, the thing is, Airbnbs, you never know. You never know. And did you know that there are some places I actually did this, I'll share this with you. I actually I had an Airbnb scheduled for Aberdeen, Scotland, and then I found a hotel there that I actually was paying less for, and it's a nice hotel, for less than the Airbnb, for the same amount of nights, and I went, "Well, why the frick am I staying at the Airbnb?" So, I actually switched my reservations and canceled the Airbnb for June for that, and I'm staying in a hotel for 5 nights, because 'cause I'm like, "That's ridiculous." So, I've actually had to, make a lot of adjustments. I cut down my time in the UK once more, and that's why I'm going to Albania on June 27th, so I'm in the UK for a little less than a month now, and it may get cut down. Well, probably not. It probably won't get cut down again, but because I have my plane reservation to Albania, so I'll have to deal with it. So, yeah, I wouldn't get a refund. I know that. Yeah. I've looked on the thing and it's, once you're unless it's like something bad that happens at the place, like, the water goes out, pipes break, no, some random thing like that, you don't normally get a refund for just wanting, you just don't like it. So, yes, I did, Edie, and they were fine. But again, most people I noticed that stayed here were not staying as long as I am. And so, again, for a shorter term visit, it would have been fine. But anyway, yeah, Ciara, tell me about it. The dollar is sinking by the day right now, so it makes me very nervous. Thank God I am going to Albania where at least and, I've already paid 1 month of that, and then I pay the other month, I think, the end of or middle of July, but it's already guaranteed how much you pay. They don't change it once you're locked into a price on Airbnb, so thank goodness because, yeah, I am a little worried about the dollar right now. Thank you, Nita Pita. I know, well, in the US especially, Astro Kid, but in Europe, yeah, I mean, I definitely got that place in Perpignan cheaper than I could have had a hotel. And this place is definitely cheaper than any hotel. So, it depends, though, where you are. Like I said, Aberdeen, Scotland, Edinburgh is extremely expensive for both Airbnbs and hotels. In fact, one of the big disappointments is I'm literally only staying in Edinburgh 2 days. 1 night, 2 days. That's all I can do. I just can't afford it. And, instead, I'm staying over in Glasgow for 3 nights, where I got a hotel for 1/3 the price that one in Edinburgh costs, and it's a really nice hotel. So, it just you have to just go where you can go. I would really wanted to see more of Edinburgh, but I don't think it's not gonna happen this trip. At least I'm gonna see it, and that's about it. Um, Gypsy, I can't do a hostel. I'm sorry. I know people talk about this. I can't do a hostel. I can't sleep in a dorm setting. I just can't do it. So, it I'm already doing the trains like a 20-year-old, and it's like, can't do the hostel. I gotta have privacy to sleep, and I gotta have privacy for a bathroom. It's just like that is just essential. So, yeah, some do, Noreen, but, the ones I've seen when I've gone online for that, and I had looked, um, generally, yeah. A hostel isn't gonna do it for me. When I was young, if I'd come to Europe when I was young, I would have stayed in a hostel, but yeah, they're for younger people or people that just are for some reason incredibly flexible in their whole lives, for their whole lives. Like, there are people in their 80s that I'm sure still stay in hostels, and good for them. It's no shade on them, I can't do it. Um Yeah, even sharing the bathroom is like that's a tough one, like, for me. Um, I mean, it would depend if I just had to do that with one other person that was staying at the same place and, we could work out some kind of, like, arrangement for that, I guess I could deal with that, but yeah. Yeah, Christopher, well, that's the thing. So, yeah, what's happened is when I was in Perpignan, I would go out most days, not every day. There were days I just stayed in, and which was nice, because I could do that there. And, but when I went out, I'd come back there and, I knew I could just relax and I'd be, good. And I mean, here already there's this feeling of like, I feel like I need to be out more. Um, because it's just not real comfortable here. I mean, the bed, I can sit on the bed. Right now, I'm sitting on a chair that I have a pillow on that's like a plastic chair, and so it's not real comfortable. I did put, like a pillow thing under myself so I could sit more comfortably. So, TS, yeah, they didn't add they didn't they were truthful about what they showed. It's just that I just didn't think it was a big deal, and, now I realize it's a big deal. But, I had never stayed at Airbnbs before, so I'm learning about that too. Now I'm more careful, like, when I picked this place in Albania, I had several places I looked at first, and then I read all the comments and any, like, whiff of anything negative, and I just was like, "No." So, anyway. Thanks, Nordic. Sorry, I know the commercials are a pain. I'm sorry. Anyway, let's see, what was I gonna tell you guys? Oh, let me share a couple of comments of the week first, and then you guys think of any other questions. Don't put them on there yet, just think about them if you have any other questions. Yeah, no, they do actually, Gamayun or Gamayun. I've seen negative comments on Airbnb. I really have. So they do show them. Okay, couple of comments of the week today because we need something right now. Now this is in regards to my video on the train trip from hell. And I really like now again, this is an example of a person leaving just a wonderful, helpful comment to me. I mean, not just for me, but for the reader, the viewers. And, so this person, Tom D. 6819, said, "I always travel real light, one carry-on and a small bag of food. No more connecting flights for me or connecting trains or buses. The limit on a bus is 4 hours. When I flew overseas last year from Florida to Asia, I took a few days to rest and to see my niece in California, then took a one-way flight to Hawaii, stayed for 5 days, then a one-way flight to Osaka, Japan, visited Kyoto for about 10 days. It was the longest flight, about 8.5 hours, then a 5-hour flight to Chiang Mai, which is in Thailand. No more long flights or slow trains or slow boats for me." So I get it. I totally get it. I'm starting to think like that person now, like, just like, okay. So I liked their comment, and then let me share one more with you guys. Okay, this is more regarding the previous video I did about not being bored. You guys, I'm sure, saw that one. And, I really like this, comment. This is from Socrates. You know who Socrates was in history, right? Okay. And this was it's such a wise comment. It really was good. It's like Socrates said, "If you are curious, always learning and self-sufficient, then you are engaged with your environment and adapting in order to improve your life and survive. If you are bored, then it may be because you are too dependent on others for survival and clueless. Life challenges every living thing each day to prove it has what it takes to adapt and survive. There is nothing boring about meeting that challenge. If you have an imagination, you can take a trip and never leave the room for entertainment. So, I thought that was good. Thank you, Socrates. Yeah, Noreen, well, being new to this game on the comments thing for, Airbnb, I don't really understand how that works. I guess they can't reject a negative comment, but then I always worry about what they're gonna comment about me, because it's just like, when you get into an Uber, it's the same thing, like, if you leave a negative thing about them, like, can't they just leave a negative thing about you? So anyway. Melissa, hi, thanks for understanding that. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Just Jules, I'm glad you enjoyed that. Yeah, well, that was Socrates, that wasn't me. Anyway. Well, Nikoti, I hope I'm saying your name right, Nikoti? Nikati? Anyway, I am meeting up with a viewer and her husband, tomorrow, which should be really good because her husband and I have a connection. We went to the same high school 2 years apart. So, we didn't know each other, but, he was older. He graduating when I was a sophomore, but, I'm so excited to meet him and talk about where we went to school and stuff. Isn't it a small world? Anyway. So, yeah, and that's one of the things that it's funny when I started this channel and my channel took off a bit, I thought, someday I want somebody from when I was in high school or college or something like that to like go, wow, I remember we went to college together or we went to high school together. Now, this isn't quite like that because I didn't know him and he didn't know me, but it would be really cool I'm still waiting for that time when one of my old somebody I knew from back then goes, "Oh, wow, I just found your channel, like, I can't believe it's you," like but the other thing that I want to happen is and it hasn't happened yet, guys, it has not, but it will. I know it will. I'll be, like, at some random, probably train station in Europe, and, somebody will go, "Elder Gal," and they will come up, and they will talk to me. So anyway, if you guys do see me, please come say hi. I had a viewer that said she saw me when I was in Perpignan, but she didn't approach me. She didn't come over. I wish she had. So, yeah, if you do see me out and about, please say, "Hey, Elder Gal, EG, whatever, Allison, I don't care." And, because I'm waiting for the first time that happens. That's just gonna be so exciting. So, I'm sure it will happen too. Who knows? You guys won't hear about it though on my live streams. Yeah, thank you, Nordic Light. Yeah, it just occurred to me I don't have a moderator tonight. Uh, so thank you, Nordic Light, for filling in and letting people please hit that like button. Let's get that to 200. Well, let's get it to 180 first, and then we'll I think they do, Diana. You know what they have here, which I did not see any of in Perpignan, is a lot of the restaurants and things here, they advertise that they have live music, which, you know how I love music, so, I don't really wanna go out at night, but on the other hand, we'll see, maybe if I got together with someone that I know or that I meet here, whatever, that, I would love to hear some, like, music. There was a accordion player in, where I was at today, and I was sitting outside for a while before I went in to have some hot chocolate, and, he was playing it was sad. He was an old man, you could tell. He frankly did not look well, and he coughed and stuff, and I just thought, "This guy's not doing great." And he had an accordion, and he was playing the same, like, kind of traditional French song over and over again, and I know he must know more than that, but I guess he figured that would give him money from tourists or something, 'cause they, there's a lot more tourists here than there were in Perpignan, actually, and, so I gave him some change because I felt bad for the guy, he's just out there, it was cold today. It was only, like, in the mid-50s for a high, so it was kinda chilly, and, I felt bad for him, but I think I'm gonna see more musicians here. Well, Art Vandelay, I crack up because that reminds me of the Seinfeld. Anyway, uh, well, if you know about a free apartment, I'll tell you what, Art, my, description, I don't know if it's in the description of the live stream, but my regular videos, you can email me. So send me an email and, because I wanna go to Portugal and Spain in the end of September, so, let me know. Yeah, Lucy, I know. See, that's what I was thinking. Tell about place you grew up in France. Are you asking that of viewers, James, or I didn't grow up in France. I grew up in Germany. Is that what you meant? Yeah, well, I'm doing okay. I mean, knock on wood, hopefully I didn't seem to get the plague from the train sardine can, but, I do miss my guitar, Justin. They had a music shop here, and I've gone by a couple times because it's in the old town. There's so many businesses. It's just, it's so different than much of the US, unless you're, like, in New York or something. It's like their downtown area is just so vibrant. There's so many businesses, and there's just so many people, and it's just anyway, this music store, they have guitars and, you know, um, keyboards and things like that in it, but, they had a guitar for 99 euro, and, which is fairly cheap guitar, obviously, but I was like, "I can't even do that because it's like, first of all, I can't play that here where I'm at, but also I can't lug it around, and I'm not gonna spend 99 euros on something I'm gonna use for a couple weeks, so, anyway. Dollar signs, James says now. Okay, thank you, Art Vandelay. Oh, no, Donna's leaving a horror story. Yeah, I know. Dabbled in marine biology. Oh, that's funny, Art. If anybody watched Seinfeld, you'll get that. You'll just get the whole marine biology thing too. The sea was angry that day, my friends. Oh, what's that, Lucy? Oh, she loves it. She's never seen Seinfeld, though. Just anyway, what's one of my favorite artists? You mean musical artists? Oh, I don't think I have, like, an absolute favorite. I love folk songs, and I also love, like, classic rock. That's kinda my thing. So, folk singers, well, James Taylor. I gotta say I love James Taylor, and, I always like Joan Baez for folk songs. But there's so many. I like so much music that it's just hard to even explain it all, but, yeah. I know the Seinfeld connection. Well, have you got to see the Louvre Museum in Paris, Sunshine? It's awesome. I know Seinfeld reruns come up on my YouTube too, so I watch little clips once in a while of, like, some of my favorite stuff. Oh, yeah, Joni Mitchell too. Love Joni Mitchell. Um Yeah, I didn't see that movie, Ciara, The Complete Unknown. I love Bob Dylan's music, but I'm not crazy about him as a person. So, I have to kinda separate the 2 things in my head, but, I do love his music. So, I mean, one of my favorite songs that I play is "Blowin' in the Wind," so classic. Let's see. Okay, any other questions you guys have for me? Let's see, we have about we'll go about well, depending on your questions, we'll go about another 20, 30 minutes. It's like we've been going 45 minutes. So, yes, Carole King Tapestry, I had that album when I was a senior in high school, and I love You've Got a Friend, that song. Yeah, that James Taylor also did. Oh, wait, I have a question from Robinar. Requesting my advice. I'll have a 2-hour train layover in Perpignan. I'd go into the centre-ville, which is the center of town, and see at least the, Castellet and that area right around there. I think that and, have something to eat or something, and you have enough time to get back to the train station probably. I would see the centre-ville, which is the center of town. Yeah, I'm not spending on local travel here, Elle, because I'm in the center of town. I don't need to. They actually have a free little tiny oh, it is the cutest little bus you've ever seen in your life. Tiny bus. I mean, it's like Lucy sized. And, I gotta ride that because it's free. And it goes in a loop, guys. It goes in a loop. And it just takes you around the whole, like, kind of historic area, and you can get off at any several points and then get back on one. They come, like, every 10 minutes. So, yeah, I'm doing that, but other than that, I don't need to everything I really wanna see in Dijon was within walking distance for the most part, so I'm not paying for I have not paid for one. In fact, I think I can even take when I leave and take the train out of here, Dijon, I might even be able to just take a tram, which leaves from not that far from where I'm staying right now, to the train station. So it's possible I may not even have to call an Uber then. So, yes, thank you for mentioning Cat Stevens. Also love Cat Stevens tremendously. I saw Cat Stevens on one of his last concerts he did, February 1976, and it's on YouTube, the entire concert that I was actually at. It was filmed at the College of William and Mary, where I went to school in Williamsburg, Virginia, and, I was actually there to see him do that live, which was amazing. So, anyway. Yeah, I just can't see doing it here, Mariana. Maybe when I get to if I when I go to Albania, because I'll be there for 2 months, and, it looks like the place I'm renting I'll be pretty private there. Um, I will definitely look into renting one while I'm there. Oh, M. Williams, you have no idea how much more I could probably let go of at this point. Susie D, no, I don't know about. I have not met her. Yeah, what is her name? He was gorgeous, Joni. In fact, I'll tell you guys a really funny story. When I was always a big, like, Cat Stevens nut. Of course, then he left the music business, went off, and which I have total respect for. Um, but, when I was doing bereavement counseling, this I went to see this young man who had lost I think he had lost his mother, and, he was probably in his late 30s, maybe 40, around 40. He looked so much like Cat Stevens, and what's funny is he was a musician, and when I walked in, I was, like, hit by the fact that he looked so much like Cat Stevens, and I didn't say anything at first, and then when I right before I was leaving, I said, "I've just gotta say this," and I go, "Do you get this all the time?" And he went, "Yeah." So, Anyway, yes, Simon and Garfunkel, also love their music. Yeah, anything that was kinda like folk related type music or kind of light rock music was always something that was my favorite. Hi, Jean-Marc, welcome in. Bonjour. By the way, I just wanna share with you guys something that I love the way French people say, "Bonjour." Like, it's like a musical note. It's like happiness in a word. It's the most amazing way to greet somebody, and you do it every time you enter a store, every time you enter a restaurant, every time you enter a bus. Everybody just says it to everybody. I love that. I wish we don't do that in the US. And it's like, I love that word, which I mean literally means good day. But it's they say it like it's a musical note. Anyway, sorry. I had to just say that because, I get people on the channel, like when I was again, I gotta rant for a second, guys. I get people on the channel that go, "Well, you shouldn't really criticize the French," like and I went, "What? I criticized the train." Just I don't think I was criticizing the French. In fact, I think I pointed out in the video that I was impressed by the fact that they just all handled it so well. You know what I mean? Like, they weren't freaked out. If that had been an American train and that happened, people would have lost their minds. I almost said a bad word. They would have lost their minds, that's all I'm saying. So, no, I didn't say anything bad about the French. I said something bad about the frickin' train. Just Yes, that's true, Nordic Light. You must be a Cat Stevens fan that you know his mother was Swedish and his father was Greek. Oh, wait, Wild Horses is asking. I know, Nancy. I do see and hear it that way, and I love saying it. Bonjour. Like, I just love it. Anyway, Wild Horses says, "What would you suggest for an older traveler to EU now that you're experiencing travel there? Would you get on one?" Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. What I would recommend is you go to one place and you stay there for at least 2 months, maybe 3, and then if you have to leave the Schengen zone, then you go to a non-Schengen country for 3 months, and you stay there, and then you make a little day trip once in a while to somewhere, but you have a home base. Yes, this is what I would recommend, but again, it requires a certain amount of budget, which I'm not sure I could have done, like, yeah. I mean, I guess if you go to Albania or Cyprus or someplace like that, you can afford it. But the UK, no. You can't do 3 months in the UK, like, staying as a visitor. It just unless you got a lot of money. So no, I was not a hippie. I was never a hippie, F. Colt. Good question, though. No, never a hippie. I was I don't know how I would describe myself. I was artistic, but not in a hippie way. Like, I was into theater and writing and things like that, but I was just never really a hippie. Anyway, Linda, that's funny. Hi, John, see you too. Check out Emily Lynch. Oh, okay. I've never I think I actually have heard of her. Was she singing as a child first and she's on YouTube? I think I have heard her. Really beautiful voice. Hi, Lalitha from India. Thank you for saying that. Yes, Nikoti, or unless you have a British friend. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, maybe next year sometime I'll have a British friend. We join yeah, well, you're in the US, that's why. Just here it's a ritual. And in fact, it was weird. Like, normally people don't say it to people on the street here. But even today, I was kind of sitting in this little square area and listening to the guy playing the accordion. And this older Frenchman well, from the way he said it, I assume he was a Frenchman, but he comes up and he says, "Bonjour, madame." And I was like, "Bonjour." Like, it was surprising because you don't usually have somebody say that to you in public unless you go into a business, like a store or a museum or a restaurant or something like that. So, fired up in France. Okay. I'll check it out, Robinar. I have not seen that one before. I've watched several people that have channels that are, they're doing it from France, but I don't think I've seen that one. Okay. We join. Okay, any other questions you guys have? Yeah, well, yeah, I don't think he was flirting, Ciara, but he was being polite. Thank you, Nakota. Yeah, trust me, I wasn't worried on that train that somebody was gonna take my bags because literally I was leaning on them, and the place was so crammed, nobody could have taken my bags. How are they gonna get them out? It wasn't gonna happen. Of course, I also was not gonna leave them. Diana, thanks for asking. Well, I was gonna do something from Dijon, probably not the hot chocolate. Oh, guys, I had the best thing today for lunch. So I've had 2 good meals in Dijon since I've been here. One was like a breakfast thing yesterday. I actually went to this little tiny coffee shop place tucked away, and, they had eggs Benedict, and I thought, "I love eggs Benedict." I haven't had eggs Benedict since I've been here. So and they're different, slightly different than they are in the US, but better. Like, I got the eggs Benedict, and it was freaking awesome. And it was like €12. So it was very reasonable. And then today, I went to a nicer restaurant. It's like once a week, I go to some place where I know I'm gonna get a really nice lunch. So, I went to this really nice restaurant, and I have not had a burger. Burgers are big in France. I did not realize they were, but they had lots of burger places that had burgers in Perpignan. They have a lot of places here that have burgers, and I thought, "Well, I gotta try a burger." And I had the burger français, so it had Emmental cheese and bacon and slice of tomato and I think onion on it, and it was to die for. I mean, the meat was to die for. The meat was far better than any hamburger I've had in the US in a long time. So now I might have been because 'cause I'm real picky about burgers. I might have been turned into a burger fanatic. Anyway, so just saying. And did I make any of you hungry by talking about that? Yes, there was oh, and the fries, they don't call them French fries, they call them fresh fries. Fresh fries, and they were delicious with the burger, by the way. Sorry. Yeah, no chemicals. Anyway, uh, Noreen, I do and I don't. I do in the sense of I have a door and it locks from the inside. But when I go out that door, there's like this enclosed hallway that belongs to my host, that there's another door you have to go out. So, no, I did not, Heather. I cut it in half and ate it with my hands. So, just there's only certain things that I will do. I know, Nakoti, I remember that. They actually have a McDonald's here in the old town, and there's part of me that wants to just at least try the Royale with cheese, because 'cause I'm sure it's better than in the US, because the beef, I think, is better. Yeah, they're technically pommes frites, but they call them fresh fries. Fleet flay, oui. Um, Jean-Marc, no, but I don't feel totally okay. That's how I'm saying it. Okay. You'll hear from me. You will hear from me. Margaret is currently in Barcelona spending 2 months visiting your daughter. Okay. I hope you have a good time. Chris has a free guitar for me in Windsor. Well, I can't take it because I can't carry it. I literally can't do it. I appreciate the thought though. I do, but I can't take it because I can't travel with it. It's just I got I'm trying to let go of stuff. But thank you very much. Thank you, Claude. You did a very made thank you so much for your comment that you made too, on my video from yeah, the meat was incredible, and I'm very picky. This is why I don't eat a lot of hamburgers in the US because I do not like the beef. Like, it's so rare I get a hamburger and I go, "Wow, that's incredible beef." Like, and they even cooked it the way I told the guys even, like, they spoke English in there, and he said, because he figured out, obviously, it wasn't French, but he said, "How do you want it cooked?" And I go, "Well, I want it pink, but not red." And then he said, "Okay." And they did it just perfectly. It was, like, perfectly. So, I will probably go back there at least one more time for one of their burgers, but I will probably try a burger somewhere else too now, because now I got, like that was amazing. If the burgers were like that in the US, I would be eating burgers. I will tell you, Noreen, I will tell you. The ribs will change my life. Okay. Oh, okay, we're at 295 on the thumbs up. We gotta get that up to 300 at least. Come on. I think it probably was medium because they always go on the rarer side. I think it was medium. Um, but, yeah. Thank you, Margaret. Yeah, believe it or not, John Mark, I don't like Burger King in the US, so I I doubt and I actually don't like McDonald's in the US either, so, um, a point? Edie, it asks for a point for a burger? What does that mean, a point? Grass grow beef. It means medium. Okay, a point. Okay. He said another word though. The server, the waiter said another word, and it wasn't a point. I don't remember what he said now. Anyway, okay. You had a burger in Perpignan. Yeah, see, I didn't have a burger in Perpignan. There was a lot of restaurants I went to that they had burgers on their menu, and I kept thinking, "No, I can't get a burger in France." So I literally, like, waited. And then here, I was so hungry today. I mean, I haven't had, like, a super filling meal since I've been here, and I thought, "I just want a really good lunch," like and, they hooked me with that burger today. I couldn't believe how good it was. That's just the difference in the meat is incredible. So, Diana, no, I can't play a ukulele, but thanks for the thought, yeah. Still something to carry, though, and that wouldn't happen. "Señor." That's what he said. So it technically was rare, but it actually wasn't, like, red because they have, like, redder than rare here. Sagnol, that's what he said. That's it. Thank you, Patricia. Yes, Anne Marie, I do. Such as it is. Just Oh, thanks, Carlene. Yeah. Well, I'm still getting that Medicare supplement Part B taken out of my, Social Security check, so not happy about that, but again, if I end up having to go back and stay in the US for any period of time, I guess at least then I'm at least covered 80% with that, so anyway. They do, Nakoti makes small travel guitars, but you know what? I can't try guys, I'm trying to get rid of stuff. I can't carry anything el Did you know there was a guy in the sardine can on the train, in that compartment with us for, like, over 20 people, whatever? He had a guitar. He had 2 bags and a guitar case. Anyway, um, yeah, Jean-Marc, yeah, it's not good. Just say it that way. Thank you, guys. I know Senor, but it's pink instead of red because rare in the US means like red, but not here. There's another term for like really red. Like tartare. Just like raw, I guess. I know that they like their, meat more, rare in France in particular, so, uh Elaine, I play mostly folk music and some lighter rock music. Well, Edie, all I can tell you is it was done perfectly, and that's the word he used, "Señor." So, just Jean-Marc, says they did have ketchup. They had ketchup and mustard in little tubes, individual serving tubes in a, like and they brought it to my table so I could use either one, I guess. I did use some ketchup for my fries, but I don't like ketchup that much, so, I didn't use much of it. By the way, this is the mustard capital where I'm at, so there are entire stores devoted to mustard here. Not being a mustard aficionado myself, I doubt I'm probably gonna go into the mustard stores, but, anyway. Babs, thank you. Actually, I have membership. That's a good segue for me. I just want to mention again for any of you that are watching this now or afterwards that I have gotten quite a few more patrons on my Patreon, which is my membership channel. And I am posting over there. I'm doing like, I did a video last week. I'm doing photos and like little captions and stuff. So I am putting content up there, pretty much something every week on Patreon. So only if you're able to do it. If you're not able to do it, I totally understand. So I do have memberships though. So, and also I buy me a coffee if you just want a one time or occasional thing. But thank you guys. I don't have vitamins, Ciara, but thank you. I'd have no vitamins. Thank you, Susie. I'm not, again, the guy said Seigneur though, and it was not rare. It was, it was deep, kind of pinkish, but it was not, I've had rare before, like in a steak, and I wouldn't say it was that. But, I'd be okay if I got something medium rare, à point, because the only thing I don't like things super well done. I don't like my steaks well done. I don't like my hamburgers well done. I've never liked that, so Thanks, Therese. Oh, James is doing the cookies now. Thank you. Oh gosh. By the way, the French bakeries here, oh, patisseries, oh my goodness. I still get, pain au chocolat, not every day, but I do get that occasionally. But, they're like works of art, the pastries here. I mean, it's phenomenal. The good thing is I'm not really that into I'm don't have like a real exotic taste in pastries, so I don't they look amazing, but I don't feel the need to eat all of them. I'm having salads, Mariana. The good thing is in France, when you get a meal, even when I got my eggs Benedict, they always give you salad with it. There's always salad. There's always lettuce with vinaigrette on it and something on it with anything you get. So I pretty much get salad every day, which is good. And I do love it here. I love the way they prepare salad. So, hi. Yeah, bonjour. Ça va? Ça va bien, Elizabeth. Anyway, we'll probably wrap it up soon here. You guys are getting me hungry and I can't eat anymore. I don't eat at night. So, because my tummy doesn't work at night. So, eggs Benedict, Leanne. Eggs Benedict, have you ever had that? It's 2 poached eggs on, like, toast. Sometimes there's meat, but sometimes they put, like, vegetable under, like spinach or something, which is technically another type of egg, not eggs Benedict, and then they put hollandaise sauce on top. And the hollandaise sauce here, it's so much better than anything I've ever had in the US. Just yeah, they you know what the French are so good at? Sauces. They do the best sauces in the world. Anything with a sauce, it's gonna be phenomenal because it's French. Yes, it's eggs, yeah, eggs Benedict, and Florentine, yeah, is with spinach. Yes. But, yeah, that's the first time I've had that here, and I'll probably that's a little hole in the wall coffee place, but boy, and they make stuff there's just, like, 2 people working in there, and it was such a good eggs Benedict, I would definitely have it again. So, yes, thank you all for being here. I was trying to think if there was anything else I had to tell you. Stay tuned. I mean, I'll be here next week on Thursday. Well, here or maybe a different Airbnb. I don't know. I'm going to let myself think about it the next couple of days and decide something. So we'll see. I just feel like, it's not fun. It's hard enough doing what I'm doing, but to feel kind of miserable about where you're staying isn't great. It's just so we'll see. Sorry, Briar. Yeah, I made myself hungry talking about that hamburger, and I'm not going to have one tomorrow. And just, I'm meeting my viewers for lunch, but I'm not getting a hamburger tomorrow. So, well, it's almost the end of the week, Jean-Marc. So tomorrow I'm gonna have a nice time with my viewers and stuff, and then I actually had to take my laundry out to be done because there's no washing machine here, unlike my other place, and so I have to pick up my laundry tomorrow. That's exciting. And then I may go to the park. Um, I may just do that on Saturday and spend some time at the park, but, anyway. Oui, la lavanderie. Yeah, they do you pay, like, I guess it's about I think it's €7, just under €7. They wash, dry, and fold it, and then I'm picking it up tomorrow. Sometimes they do it within the same day, but I didn't get there early enough today, and that's fine. I mean, the good thing is it'll be softer because 'cause they're drying it. I'm used to doing my wash at my other Airbnb where I just put it on the drying rack, and the clothes got so stiff and, like, they weren't soft. So, anyway. Yeah, we'll see, Edie. I'll be letting you guys know. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. So, I'm gonna give it I'm think about it. I already scouted a couple places, that I could go to, for, like, the last couple weeks, which look they're still in the around the historic area. So, we'll see. No, they don't smoke in the restaurants, Susan. Nope. They can only smoke out on the patios, when they're in the outside portion. They don't smoke in the restaurants. No place in Perpignan did they, and the restaurant I was at today, there was nobody smoking in there. So, yeah, it's changed. It's changed, at least in France. I don't know about, um, other places, but definitely. Oh, merci, Elisabeth. Yeah, oh, is it banned on all of Europe, Jean-Marc, then? Yeah, I love that. I 20 years ago, over 20 years ago when I was here, it was not like that. So I'm been pleasantly surprised. And I think I shared with you when I was in Perpignan that overall, I see fewer people smoking than I used to. I mean, when I was in France 20 something years ago, everybody was still smoking. And here, even when you're sitting outside, not everybody that's sitting outside is smoking. And a lot of people are vaping instead of cigarettes now. So it is definitely changed. Definitely changed. Oh, Belle, hi. You just woke up. Yeah, well, sorry, it's right at the end of my live, but thank you. I know it's for my viewers in Australia and New Zealand. This is not great timing when I do my live streams. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But anyway, at least we have an internet connection. Um, there are, Diana. It's a beautiful city. It really is a beautiful city. It's I don't love huge, huge cities because there's just so much. Like I said, Paris is kind of overwhelming. I'm so glad I saw it when I was younger and could really get around a lot more and appreciate the grandness, the grandiose nature of it. And I still love Paris, don't get me wrong, but I just prefer a city like this. It's just I could see if I had the ability to live in a city the size of Dijon, I could see that. I could see doing that. So, but again, I've only been here 5 days, so let me see what I feel like after another couple of weeks of exploring. So, anyway. All right, well, welcome, hippie lettuce legal in France. Do you mean I don't know. I get what you're saying, but I don't know. Yes, I've already taken some footage of things. I'm gonna have some footage up on Sunday on the video of my first initial, like, things I filmed here and things I talked about. Probably be a little overlap with what I talked about a little bit in the live stream. So, yeah. So my plans are I'm still supposed to be here in Dijon for 3 more weeks. So I'll be doing 3 more live streams from here. I moved it up, or back an hour, Lisa, that I'm so it's at 10 AM Pacific Time in the US, which is 7 PM time in Central European Time, and, it'll change again when I go to the UK, their time is different than here, so there'll be slight adjustments, but usually not more than an hour either way at this point. Thank you, Wild Horses. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, Zaza, I've watched Amelia and JP's videos, and they really did love this city. I remember seeing their video on that. And I can see why. It's just there's something about this city. It seems more accessible than because this major core area is just it's so accessible. You can just walk everywhere and it's just beautiful. The buildings are beautiful. They're from all different eras. It's just an incredible visually. It's an incredible place, and the people in some ways seem friendlier than they were in Perpignan, interestingly. There's less diversity here, and I mean that as far as different ethnicities. There is some, of course, but I'm just saying there's less than there was in Perpignan. So, I have noticed that as well. Um, but I don't know, for some reason, it just seems friendlier. So, this is just my initial and more people speak English here than in Perpignan. So, like, in a lot of the restaurants or even stores I've gone in, if people pick up like, initially, they won't pick up on the fact that I'm American, but I'll say a word just the wrong way, and then they know. And, uh and a lot of people do speak English. So, it's kinda like a little more like Paris in that respect, where there's more English-speaking people here. Um, there's even a little English bookstore that I tried to go to the other day, and it said it would be open on Tuesday, and yet it was closed. Walked all the way over there. It's in the historic area, but it's probably was about a 15-minute walk for me. Anyway, it bummed me out it was closed, so I'll have to try it again, but, anyway. Oh, what, Lisa? I thought you said to her, when you come to UK, she had a place. No. Yeah. Yeah, it is a more touristy the center, the old section of town is a more touristy area. No, it was after lunch. It was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and they were supposed to be open till 5, and they shouldn't have been closed at that time. I'm very aware of the lunchtime thing. Hi, Inner You. Thank you. Welcome in. I love the flowers. I hope you're doing well, Inner You. Natalia, what do you mean, how far from the sea is Dijon? It's way inland. It's like a little southeast of Paris. I don't know exactly. Somebody help me out how far from Paris Dijon is, like by train. I'm guessing a couple hours, maybe an hour and a half. I don't know. Well, we'll see, Jean-Marc. Again, I've had to change my plans so much, and I'm not really I hardly have any time in the London area, so it's just it's really sad. It's very sad. I mean, there's a little part of me that until I made the plane reservations to Albania, because now I'm kind of locked in with my airfare thing, I just I thought, I should just wait and just not go to the UK at all right now. I'll just go to Albania for 3 months or whatever, but, um, I just have to see something there. I have to just at least have some, because 'cause I've wanted to go to the UK for so long in my whole adult life. Actually, before I was an adult, because I studied so much English history. So it's just I've wanted to go for so long, I just thought, "I can't wait for months and months or another year to go there." I mean, I still can't do it properly until someday maybe I have a really successful channel and I can do it the way I wanna do it, but, we'll see. Is that on the train? 3 hours, 18 minutes? Is that right? Oh, a drive. Okay. Well, that's seems I thought it was closer than that, but okay. I have to go to the UK. I know, but I'm not doing it ideally the way I wanted to do it, but at least I get to see some key things, and I think that's just gonna have to do for now, so, um no, and I'm not gonna be in much in London. I'm only gonna be in London a few days, and then the rest of the time in I'm going up to Nottingham in England. I'll maybe be in York a little bit, and then the rest is in Scotland, so and I'm only, you know yeah, so Oh, no, I'm not gonna do a day trip to Paris while I'm here in Dijon. I was in Paris when I first got to France, so and when I leave the country, probably if I leave the beginning of October, I'll be in Paris again then, so I'm not gonna go right now. Like I said, I saw Paris tremendous. I saw, like, everything I wanted to see in Paris 20 something years ago, so it's not like I've missed out on Paris. So, thank you all guys for being here, and Lucy says, "Gracias, por favor." She's picked up some French. She says bonjour. Yeah, she does say bonjour really well. Yeah, she was fine. Somebody asked me how she coped with the train drama, and, she was tucked away in my backpack and just slept the whole time. She had no awareness that anything was going wrong. She didn't care. So, she's doing good. She is my she is my Zen companion, and she always shows me the right way to be. So, anyway, she needs to speak French, but she said bonjour. She said that. Yeah. Anyway, thanks to all of you for being here. I really appreciate it. Lincoln, you joined us. Usually you're like first. Thank you all. Thanks, Bear Paws. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I know. Well, we almost went an hour and a half here. Oh, we need 3 more likes to get me to 400 likes. Anyway, there will be a video out Sundays and Wednesdays, and then we'll see you on the live stream next Thursday as usual, and, have a wonderful week, everyone. Take care. Thank you all for being supportive and caring, and I really appreciate that, and, have a wonderful, wonderful time, and, au revoir, and à bientôt, and, we'll see you next time, okay? Take care. Bye.